Hello, hello. You're welcome to the Overcoming Infertility podcast. In this episode, we'll be taking some verses again from the book of Psalms. But basically, I would like for us to continue along the theme of praise and of thanksgiving, especially as we approach the end of the year. I would like for us to look back. Take the time during this episode to look back over the course of this year alone and count your blessings. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. And it will surprise you what the Lord has done. I like that song. When you count your blessings, the reason why it will surprise you what the Lord has done is because as human beings, and I know I'm so guilty of this, when I say as human beings, yours truly is kind of confessing. And I'm so sure many people out there can relate with it. God God blesses us with so many blessings on a daily basis. On one hand, we've even taken many of his blessings for granted. After he's done something, we're kind of happy in the moment and then we move on to the next want. Almost like little children. That's how we are with God. Um, it's sometimes we're not even thankful at all. You know, there's that scripture where Jesus healed 10 lepers. He told them, go show yourselves to the priest. And all 10 went. And as they were going, they were healed of their leprosy. And only one came back to say thank you to Jesus. And Jesus was like, weren't there 10 of you? Only one has come back. Because you know, he's known man and he has known that we're ungrateful. So he was probably even just saying it for the sake of noting it to those around and noting it so that, it would be recorded that 10 people were healed and only one went back to say thank you. And one thing that many times when we read the scriptures, we always imagine will be that one. It's the other way around. Most likely it would be one of those 9. Most likely we already are one of those 9. Because if you think about what the Lord has done for you this year, have you said thank you? And I know words are not enough to say thank you, but at least let's use the insufficient words to say thank you. There's nothing that can be sufficient to show our gratitude and our praise and our thanks and our appreciation for all that the Lord has done. But at least, the least we can do is to actually say the thank you, is to actually count our blessings. There's so much to be thankful for. And I want us to count our blessings because when you're going through infertility, or just life generally, but infertility specifically, because that's what we talk about here, it drags you down into this dark place where all you're thinking about is, you've not had a child, or you've had a miscarriage, or you're trying to get the money to pay for the next IVF cycle, or your next doctor visit, or it could be anything, or your in-laws are disturbing you. There's so many reasons to be completely distraught and distracted by infertility that you don't see the many blessings of God. I don't know about you, but for me, when I actually start to count God's blessings upon my life, I become somewhat speechless. And I suddenly really in a way can't even count because I'll start down one path and it takes me down so many other paths. If I go down that path to come back to the main one, so to speak. So let's say I'm counting my blessings, right? And if I want to start, if the first thing I want to say is, the Lord woke me up this morning, that branch can yield so many sub branches. Do you know how many reasons there are not to wake up in the morning? Do you know how many ways there are to die? And you did not die. And you're alive. And then if I finish that one, if in the moment I come up with 10 reasons, my heart didn't stop, my breathing didn't stop, there was no calamity, I didn't die in my sleep, the Lord woke me up, the Lord gave me breath in my lungs, and then I have the privilege to use that breath to share with you what He has done for me. Let's not even talk about breath and all the things that can go wrong with breathing. The fact that by His grace I know Him, by His grace I worship Him, by His grace He saved me. If we go down the path of salvation, we will not live. So there's so much. And then if we want to dive into infertility and whatever your context might be, you're alive, you're married, you have a spouse, hopefully a good one. You've seen a doctor, you have a diagnosis. My point is that with every point and with every example, there are many others that some people have no idea what's going on. Some people have been cast out of their marital homes. The so-called many problems are in this world. Mine is to have a child. Meaning you don't really have a problem because it's only God that gives children. So all you need to do is to thank Him, the same God that put the sun and moon in place, the same God that created all these human beings that we see. Nothing is impossible with Him. That same God can do anything. So I'm thankful for all that He has done. And I count every single blessing. I count it a privilege. Lord, I'm so grateful for all that You have done. I'm grateful for all that You do. You sent Your word, and I believe Your promise by Your grace. Thank You. Thank You, thank You, thank You. Thank You. Thank You. Thank You for loving me. Thank You for making me. Thank You for choosing me. Thank You for using me. Thank You for living in me, for giving me Your Holy Spirit, for putting Your angels on guard around me. Thank You for Your ear is ever open to my cry. Thank You for You hear my prayers. Thank You for with You nothing is impossible, and You always answer when I call. Thank You. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless His holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits, who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from destruction, who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies your mouth with good things so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. That's Psalms 103, verses 1 to 5, the New King James Version. Forget not all His benefits. He forgives your iniquities. See, He forgives all your iniquities, not some. He forgives all. Who redeems your life from destruction. You don't take it for granted that you know the Lord. Don't take it for granted that you're alive and well. It is the Lord who has redeemed your life from destruction, who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies your mouth with good things so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. There is nobody that is like our God. There is nobody that can do the things that He does. There is nobody that blesses like He does. And He blesses the evil and the wicked. He blesses His children and those that are not. He blesses everybody. The same protection, the same deliverance once you call upon the Lord. The Lord is good and His mercy endures forever. Use the Psalm 103 as a template if you would like. There's another psalm I'd like to share, Psalm 40, verse 5. Many, O Lord my God, are your wonderful works which you have done, and your thoughts toward us cannot be recounted to you in order. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. That's the Lord's thoughts. His wonderful works that He has done. If we were to declare and speak of the Lord's work and the Lord's doing, I like the New Living Translation. It says, O Lord my God, you have performed many wonders for us. Your plans for us are too numerous to list. You have no equal. If I tried to recite all your wonderful deeds, I would never come to the end of them. So this is actually a challenge, and it's actually what you're supposed to count. You will never come to the end of God's goodness towards you, of counting his blessings towards you. So just count. Just start. Count for this day. Count for this past week. Count for this past month. Count from the beginning of the year. I want you to look back and count and see what the Lord has done for you. Don't be like those 9 lepers. Be like the one. Go back and say thank you. Take time off to say thank you. With a song, with a dance. And I'm certain you move from where you are to where you ought to be on your journey. And I'll see you on the next episode.